Welcome to playoff match 11 in the first 15 seconds. Please the autonomous and pre-programmed as per usual. 51-88. Not quite moving quite yet, but hopefully see them out there. That's for the match. 34-94 quadrangles. One of your high performers at the event so far. Currently your number one ranked team. Hoping to do a little bit more during the autonomous period, but plenty of time. Scores currently 3-23 in favor of your Red Alliance. The remaining 2 minutes and 15 seconds is completely teleoperated and human controlled. Human players pick up the controllers and driving their robots that they're being built over the last 7 weeks. Team 51-88 classified robotics now attempting to place a coral on the top part of the coral station. Their two-armed neck mechanism allows them to bring the coral up and above that high stakes area and place it for 5 points at the top of the reef. Red Alliance already going ham on their reef, trying to score as many coral pieces as possible, potentially going for that ranking point bonus. They need game pieces currently on all 4 levels. That requirement can be lowered if teams agree to cooperation, needing to produce 2 algae into the processor, that human player scoring area, in order to activate that ranking point to decrease opportunity. 74-57 Huskies on Hog, continuing to pick up game pieces and put it into their coral reef. Teams trying to minimize the cycle time, the time for picking up a game piece and then scoring it onto their reef to get additional points for their alliance. Team 1529 Cyber Cards featuring a mechanical base, meaning that they're able to strafe sideways while putting a lot of power into their forward movement, potentially designing it that way to minimize that time. All the algae we see on the field is all we're going to get throughout this match. 34-94 quadrangles, picking up an algae and tossing it towards the outside of the field. If that were to exit the field of play, it would be returned where it exited. Taking a peek over on the Red Alliance, they're continuing to boost up their scores now with 58 ranking points. Each team delivering 1 algae somewhere on the field. We can see both of them have that 1 out of 4 requirement towards that ranking point. They need a lot more coral in order to score that. With 34 seconds remaining in the match, they'll continue to wander around the field. Team 234 Cyber Blue trying to sneak in a couple more points as we begin to wind down our time together. 3940 Cyber Tooth, their robot's name is Mako. They're over here now. We heard that sonar ping. Robots starting to make their way over to their cages. Again, the longer the chain, the more points they'll gain. So those cages that are closer to the ground are a lot harder to design around. 74-57 Huskies on Hog getting well elevated off the ground. They'll have to remain there for seconds after the match. Red Alliance matching them. Looks like the robots are park for park, hand for hand, and that's all we have for playoffs match 11 here at the Kokomo District event sponsored by Andy Mark. It's 6-3. The points there mostly in the coral. Even in the barge, we saw that with teams both having 1 that climbed and 1 that parked. Red Alliance, though, walking away with 4 ranking points. That's 3 for winning, 1 for their hard work in the barge, and another for those points in autonomous. Blue Alliance not walking away with nothing.